I got called a pretentious cunt.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to 3 Days Talking Podcast. We are back with our second Radiohead discography album review. Obviously, we just did the debut album for Radiohead titled Pablo Honey. Hopefully that will be up on the channel by now, I do believe. But we are now moving on to, as we continue the Pink Floyd and Radiohead discographies, we continue to the second album by Radiohead, The Bends. Came out in 1995. It is 12 songs, 48 minutes long. I'll be honest. Radiohead, very early Radiohead, I do not know a whole lot. I have heard this album. This is not any of our first times listening to it, but very early Radiohead, I do not know a whole lot about why they were so different than what they come to sound like. So who wants to break this one down for where they were? Because this is 2 years after Pablo Honey came out.
Because there's some real young guys trying to find their sound. On the first album, they were kind of just ripping off a lot of people's things. On this album, I feel like they still, to some degree, kind of take bits and pieces from what's popular at the time. But there's a couple tracks where I think they really start to come into their own.
Okay. I mean, this one to me is a more, I mean, you guys were saying before, or Cole was saying yesterday, that The Bends is probably a more popular album than Pablo Honey is probably a more popular album than The Bends.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
The Benz is definitely more popular.
Really? Okay.
In terms of an album, the Benz is definitely more popular than Pablo.
Pablo Honey has a more popular song, but overall, the Benz beats it.
Would you say the Pablo Honey has a better critic reception than The Bends?
No.
Absolutely not. The Benz is a
wow.
way better, infinitely
both
better.
sides, critics and more popular than Pablo Honey.
Critics do not like Pablo Honey. It's not a critically enjoyed album, like at all.
All right.
It's pretty trashed, in fact.
All right, fair enough. Well, I mean, I don't really know what else to say because this is about the Bends, because sincerely, it's just the second album Radiohead does, and to me, they don't get super interesting until after this album. So, besides what Noah was saying and what we talked about in Pablo Honey,
Yep.
all right, time to break down the Bends, Radiohead's second album, starting with Planet Telex. Make sure that's up. Planet Telex.
Right, you know? Never mind. Alrighty, big improvement. We can hear the bass.
It's much more even.
Confess it, but it will not come. You can test it, but it will not fall. You can crush it, but it's always here. You can crush it, but it's always there. Chasing you home, saying
The progression is eons more interesting than anything on Pablo Honey already.
Oh yeah, easy. His vocals so much more interesting to listen to. The mixing difference is so noticeable. I don't know if it was just an upgrade in money or what.
I think that was definitely a factor.
It's gotta be. The creep
Because
money
the
came
tones
in.
are better too.
A little bit of drone at the end there.
Progression-wise, much more Radioheady than, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can just hear a progression and be like, yeah, that's Radiohead.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's odd and usually ends on some sort of like minor note. It sounded really good. I thought it was good. The progression, vocals are definitely a big improvement.
Yep.
I think at some points he definitely strained himself a bit. So I wouldn't say it's one of his better vocal performances. I think he's better on the album, but still much better than Pablo Honey. It's a decently catchy song too. It's a pretty good length as well. I think they keep you captivated pretty well. I just think this is probably on the bottom half of the album if I were to rank it from memory the last time I listened to it. I'd give it a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. All right. Cole? Yeah, you just had
Yeah,
a major.
I know, buddy.
Cole just had a little bit of a reaction. I'm interested in what the problem is here, Cole.
It's not a problem. It's just oh boy. All right. So the last time I heard this album all the way through, I came away from it with Planet Telex being my favorite song on the album. Which I feel is a bit of an unpopular opinion to have about it, but I think the more controversial thing is that my score for this song is still about a 7. Because I mean it's decent. Like there's obviously a massive upgrade from Pablo Honey going on here. But I'm still not crazy about his vocals. He's getting a little too nasally with his vocals that I don't really think is gonna go away for about 5 years. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a decent song. I like the is it a tremolo effect they got going on, Noah? Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
yeah.
That creates a cool vibe to it. I would like more going in like just I would like them to explore this more, and I don't really feel like they do that a ton.
Okay.
But yeah, decent song. I'll throw it a 7.
7. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have the least popular opinion then on this song because I'm kind of more on Cole's side here. I 100% agree. Mixing way better. Radiohead it sounds much more like what Radiohead is going to become. It's getting closer and closer. We've left Pablo Honey in the 2 years ago dust. So we got the drone sounds, we got the eeriness a little bit, we got the stretched vocals. Still not really Tom York sounding fully yet. got a little bit of ways to go. He's still developing, but it's better. Only issue is I don't really think the lyrics are amazing yet. He still hasn't gotten that lyrical miracle stuff happening yet. His vocals and his lyrics get a lot better in the next few albums. So I'm gonna go 6.5 to 7. It is we are stepping up to the next level. A massive improvement from Pablo Honey mixing wise. On to title track, The Bins.
Cool.
Noah.
Would you describe Radiohead as depressing?
I don't think they're intentionally
Yes.
depressing.
I think they can be, but they're not inherently.
I mean, Tom York has said he's been very open about his outs with depression. And I think he's put a lot of that into his music.
I'm pretty sure we have our Rate Music accounts linked.
They are linked in the if you go to our channel's homepage, you will see them linked. But yeah, throw the link in there anyway.
Yeah, I'll be more than happy to throw my Rate Music link in there.
We should put them in the Discord too, somewhere, like an announcement or something. I like his vocal tone on this more than playing Telex. I don't know if that's a popular opinion.
I probably agree.
I need to wish myself again to hide out of dead and pain, 'cause I'd be scared that there's nothing underneath. Who are my real friends? Have they all got the bends? Am I really sinking? They're slow. Baby's got the bends. Oh no. We're not having any real friends. No, no, no. Just lying about with your feet on, talking to my girlfriend when
This is definitely different.
I wish it was the 60s. I wish we could be happy. I wish that something would happen. Where do we go from here? The planet is a Gundam in the sea of fear. And where are you? Brought in the CIA, the tanks and the home marines to blow me away, to blow me sky. Baby's got the bends. We're not having it real friends. Just lying about with your feet on, talking to my girlfriend, waiting for something to happen. I wish it was the 60s. I wish we could be happy. I wish that something would.
Welcome, Hugo.
What's up, Hugo?
You left the Discord, so
We did. And the pinned node chat.
Should Cole go first or last on every song? I think that's his picks.
Last, I
It should be
guess.
one of the two.
Go last.
The words are coming out of weird. Where are you now?
I want to go first.
Okay.
Title track of The Bends. The Bends. So, never been a personal favorite of mine, and then all of a sudden, I listened to it today or tonight, and I'm fucking in love with this thing. I don't know what it is. I love, maybe it's just the last minute and a half or so. The guitar tone is so cool. I absolutely love the way it progresses and changes in the last minute or so. I like his vocals. I think far better than Planet Telex, in my opinion. And the lyrics. I really appreciate the lyrics on this song. I think they're really, really good. They might be a little bit... I don't think corny is the right word. Maybe a little loose. Maybe not super dialed in as Radiohead can get or Tom York can get yet. But everything else about this is fantastic. Huge fan of how this song develops, especially the different changes it goes through. You know, that where they take away the instrumental and it's just him kind of talking like this and singing into a box almost. It's really cool and unique. Big fan of all the stylistic choice they went. I'm gonna go high and say 8.5 to a 9. All right, Noah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a bit of a alt rock enjoyer, big Weezer guy, so I tend to be into stuff like this. I think this is a good song. I think it's got a really good hook melody. Lyrically, I think it's a little weak lyrically, but overall, instrumental-wise, this is such a step up.
Oh yeah.
So much more interesting. I would give that an 8.
So you actually think lyrically it's pretty weak? Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was better than Planet Telex personally. All right, Cole.
Well, I personally wouldn't consider the lyricism on this album to be... I mean, it's definitely better than Pablo Honey lyrically, but it's not anywhere near what they're going to do lyrically. That's honestly kind of how I feel with this whole album. I kind of feel like we're just in alt-rock amateur hour right now. It's okay, but it's not anything that I consider to be particularly memorable. The atmosphere is just a little... It just feels a little to me. It's just not that... I don't think it's like super fun. I mean, it's just it feels a little 16 years old to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a 6.
All right, up next, High and Dry.
I'm just gonna let you guys know in chat, Cole feeds off the hatred of others.
Oh, it's like
He's
driving
gonna
force.
enjoy every moment of this.
I would like to like the music. I'm just telling you what I think of that. I'm not opposed to
Well, yeah.
liking the music.
Well, yeah, you never wanna... You never want to dislike music. Obviously.
Remind you, you've got some good Nirvana takes. I would love to hear those, Arnie.
I have to drop them in the hot takes channel
Or
on our
Nirvana.
regular
Throw that
Discord.
shit in the Hot Takes channel on our Discord, which we're gonna keep promoting. So get used to it. At least this stream.
Hell yeah, Hugo. What's good? I got one person.
It's such a different atmosphere than the first two songs.
Yeah, we get High and Dry and Big Classic Trees back to back, which are so close to being the same song.
Radiohead doing acoustic just sounds so odd.
I don't know, some of their best songs are acoustic.
It sounds odd here because they're not doing it well yet, but they're gonna do it well later.
You know, some Karma, please.
And it disappeared completely.
I'm not here.
This is not happening.
This LCD sound
There's just-
system
there's
diss
just-
track.
He's so close to sounding good on that hook, like really good, but it's just not there yet. It's almost there though. Almost.
I think it sounds pretty
He
darn
sounded
good.
good, but he will sound great.
In 5 years.
No.
Yeah,
no.
I think he's got a few on that album that he sounds pretty good.
Okay, no. He doesn't sound bad on every song.
Pedro, this is the first 10 out of 10 by them. Wow. Cole, you're not making it.
Me too, Hugo.
I wish I got into this in like my freshman year of high school. I would have been so into this more. still a good hook.
I love it, Mox.
Great album.
Did he ask you? Or they? I don't know. I don't know what gender Mox is. That's kind of an ambiguous name.
Barney, there's my Nevermind vinyl right there. That's how I listen to it. Guarantee you I've done that before. Banger album.
And this guy definitely owns a vinyl player.
I listen to a lot of really loud music when I'm laying in bed so that I won't fall asleep because I just want to relax, but I don't want to. Because if I fall asleep, if I take a nap, it's going to be like 3 hours, and I don't want to take a 3-hour nap all the time. I just want to lay down and chill.
Not everybody can live the dream like me. Take the 3-hour nap.
I can't. I'll try and take a shorter nap, and then I'll just wake up and be like, nope, go right back to sleep.
I like his vocal tone here.
I don't like
I think it sounds rather pretty. I think the lyrics are better on the song too. Part of
He doesn't have the emotional depth in his voice that he's going to have later. It feels a bit dry. Maybe that's the point. It's high and dry.
That's a good explanation.
Oh my god! Did I just fucking megalith? The song is after his vocal performance.
I think that's a good explanation of oh boy, big fan of the instrumental. I mean, it's really simple. I mean, fucking, I could play. I've been playing for fucking years, and I'm not some fucking savant. But it's very pretty. Sounds very good. The lyrics are, I think, they're an upgrade. A little corny at times, but you know, I think it has more emotional impact. It makes you feel something. Therefore, it beats Pablo Honey.
Just the album as a whole.
I just wish that when the electric guitar comes in near the end, I wish it was a little louder. Wish it was a bit of a bigger boom, but I get why it's not. They wanted to keep it.
Very many booms on this one, are we?
Okay, you're an adult man. Stop. I get it. You want to keep it, pretty mellow. Yeah. I feel like it's hard to dislike a song like this. I don't feel like it does many things very wrong. I'd give it an 8.
8. Okay. So I'm gonna mostly agree with you. I definitely think his vocals make you feel a little bit of that energy, not the energy, but the vocals make you feel more than the lyrics do, right? So he sounds like he's getting his emotional state, but the lyrics don't really complement it as much. And we will get to the point where this does reach that level of emotional, that he's trying to convey, and the lyrics will also meet that as well on a different album. It won't really be this one, but I love this. I love the effort, at least. Instrumentally, it's not very much. The acoustic, like Cole said, they do this a lot better later on. It's not really a whole lot going on here. It's just an acoustic ballad, essentially. Doesn't make it bad. It just kind of makes it okay. It's not bad. It's not good. Or it's not bad. It's not great. It's like decent to good. Which is kind of where I'd rate this song. I'll give it a 7. Cole, you're laughing about something. Something's got you cracking.
I got called a pretentious cunt.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, I not a fan of this.
Oh boy.
Like most of this at all, really. I stand by what I said about his vocals. They don't have much emotion in them to me. He's just singing high pitched. And I've heard him do a lot better. So yeah. And it just has this like high school prom song kind of vibe to it that I just can't get behind at all.
Some Back to the Future shit right
there. It just feels like amateur hour in alt rock class. It really does.
Oh, that's a little harsh.
I've said the same thing about the last song.
Well, we'll see what rating you give this one.
Another 6.
Oh boy. All right, up next, fake plastic trees.
The green plastic water. This gives the same vibe as the last song.
For a fake Chinese rub
I really don't like how Medica's guitar sounds, honestly.
and a fake blind.
I like the lyrics on this one better than the previous
I'm a
one.
fan of how he smoothly goes into his falsetto mid
Smoothly goes into
vocal.
his falsetto.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Also, Chad, just real quick, have any of you guys seen ads so far? I have no idea how this stuff works, so I don't know if you guys have had them pop up yet or not. I don't know. It's not in my control, that's all I know. Let me know if you have or haven't.
What did I say? That
You've seen about 3?
Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't know they were playing that many. Oh, you got the premium? Nice, Bua. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how we want to do ads because I don't want them to be constantly going off. What a bar. A cracked polystyrene man. I love the way you said that.
That is a really good lyric. There's something about that. It's really cool. Hugo, watch yourself.
Oh.
That is nice. I like that.
Nah, that's just Tommy work I'm used to hearing. Yeah, give me that.
I'm sorry, but this is Coldplay.
Nope.
This is just straight up Coldplay.
I see what you're saying, but I think it's better.
It's this is basically like Yellow with the Scientist. I don't really
Yeah.
feel a difference, honestly.
Disagreed.
I think Tom York sounds so much better than
Chris Martin.
that guy.
I think they're about the same right now in terms of quality of vocals. They're just different kinds of whatever. I mean, Coldplay ripped this off, but it's still not a particularly great sound.
But even if they did rip it off, they didn't do it as good.
I'm not saying they didn't as good. I mean, I think in
I
this
think
era
Yellow
they
is
did
a
it
good
about
song.
as well.
And I think this is a good song. Like, I think both can be true at the same time. I think Yellow is one of the top. Like, there's not very many good Coldplay, but if you're gonna have one, it'd be Yellow.
I would be lying to myself if I called either of those songs good.
Alright, hold on. Shh.
If I could be who you wanted all the time, all the time.
I just really like that part.
I want first. I have a take to go with this.
That's a worse take than Purple Rain, I'm gonna be real. Cole's making a lot of friends tonight. You and the pop homies are not the pop songs do not get along.
Alright. I feel like this song and High and Dry get compared a lot because, well, first off, they're right after each other.
Sure.
and they're two of the more popular songs on the album, similar vibes. This song is better than High and Dry. I feel like that's pretty easy. Vocal melody, very, very good. Probably his best vocal performance up to this point so far in their career. Just instrumental, the progression is very pretty. I'm a big fan of the little explosion they have at the end with the guitars, to give it a bigger feel, a little more dramatic. This is an 8.5.
Ooh, Noah, we might be completely simpatico on this song because everything you just said was what I was going to say. I like the vocals, best vocal performance so far, their career, obviously. Lyrics I thought were meaningful and impactful, a better version of High and Dry in every way. I thought Cole was bringing up the Coldplay. Yes, it does sound like Coldplay, but this is better. And Coldplay has a couple songs that are good. This is better than those. So I think this is just done better overall. Honestly, the only thing I don't like about it is probably the length. Little long. Didn't need to be almost 5 minutes long. Probably could have been a little shorter. Outside of that, agree with you on everything, even the ranking as well. 8.5. All right, Cole. Just got a face of constant disappointment.
I'm not disappointed because I've never liked this song or really this album, so I'm not losing anything here. Except for fans.
Well,
yeah, I'm not into this one either, really. I feel like everything I said about the last song can be applied to this one. But I mean, this one feels just like exactly what Coldplay would rip off for the next 10 years of their career. And I don't think they ripped off anything particularly interesting or memorable, to be honest with you. It's a bit generic. It's a bit bland to me. There's not a whole lot of emotional depth here that I'm picking up on. I don't really care much for his vocal performance. The lyrics are whatever. The instrumental is a bit dull. It's not terrible. It's not offensive or anything. It's just like, why would you listen to this again? I'm gonna throw it another 6.
but we continue on to Bones.
Imagine Bones by Imagine Dragons starts playing. Yeah.
Oh my god. There's something good in here, but they're not playing it yet.
Never been a fan of his delivery on the hook.
It just feels like this one's a bit of a mess. Thanks, Tarny. Have a good one.
This is not a style of music that Radiohead is particularly talented at writing. When they're just doing some heavier stuff, I think is kind of generally when they're at one of their lower points. Well, maybe not heavier, but just like louder. I've never been a fan of when they get this raw with it and this electric guitar driven. It's just pretty unremarkable to me. Pretty forgettable stuff going on here. I'll put this one 5.5.
5.5. Okay. I like certain elements of this. I like parts of the instrumental. I think that it's a little out of messy at a lot of different points. I think it goes all over the place. But I do like the guitar progression, especially where the tone kind of go da 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 da. I like that part. Outside of that, I really don't care for it too much. I don't like the hook. I don't like how he sings the hook. It's a very weird delivery, like Noah said. It's got a weird tone as well. It's probably the worst song so far. I think we're about 5 songs deep, maybe 6, but it's nothing to write home about. 5.5 to 6. Noah.
Yeah, this is probably the most mid song so far. Best part about the song is the lyrics. I think they're pretty good, but I wouldn't say anything about the song's particularly great. Really not a fan of his delivery on the hook. There's something about that that's kind of pisses me off. Instrumental, little basic. I don't know. I know what Cole's thinking. That's how it's been the whole album, but this one's particularly a little more basic.
Particularly.
Yeah.
What are you dropping?
Not much happened. I'll give it a 6.
6 as well.
Actually, no, 5.5.
Oh, all right. Up next, Nice Dream in parentheses.
Little bop.
Every song named Bones is trash. You might not even be wrong about that. You might not even be wrong about that.
Yeah.
unique thing they did there. Just hadn't heard that much from
Is it?
Radiohead. Yeah.
That was a pretty standard alt rockism in the 90s.
Alt rockism.
Yeah. There's like maybe 2 songs in their discography that you can really call experimental. All right, relax. Not a big fan. I hate to be a broken record like this, but this just feels so generically 90s. This feels so stuck in the mid 90s to me. Like the mid to late 90s.
Well, that is where it came out.
Yeah, but it just doesn't feel like it's aged well at all. It just feels more and more bland and more generic every day, especially considering what they would go on to do later. I forgot most of that already outside of the chorus. The chorus was okay. I can give it that, but outside of that, I don't really remember what that happened on that song. I'm gonna throw it a 5.
Wow.
Come on.
Noah, you want to respond?
I guess I do. This song's really pretty. I really only have one issue with the song. Not a big fan of Johnny Greenwood's little mid-song freak out. Kind of takes me out of the vibe.
Mid-song freak out.
Because I feel like this had a really nice mellow energy going on. Melodically, it's very pretty. The hook is really good. I like the backing vocals and the strings. I think it's a really good song. I just kind of wish they didn't do that whole guitar thing. I'd give that an 8.5.
Oh, very different. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of probably gonna split the gap here a bit. I definitely liked the way he was singing the chorus, especially on this song. I liked the guitar tones on this. I guess it wasn't as unique as I was giving it credit for. Apparently, this has been done multiple times. I mean, I think the unique thing I was saying was that it's unique for Radiohead because it's a little bit experimental by them, and it's not something they've done a whole lot of in their discography. I liked the outro a lot. I thought it was very cool. The only thing I didn't like was really it just felt a little. Again, we're teasing the surface of what they will become, right? What they are getting to. They haven't perfected this form of song yet. They haven't perfected this type of music yet, but they're getting there. They're close. They're scratching the surface. We'll eventually get there. I'm gonna give this a 7.5. Up next, Just.
I think this is a little bit of a banger, not gonna lie.
I think the three of you really have really good takes in this one. Well, thank you, Johnny. You're being serious.
Greenwood?
Greenwood and all over the place.
Can't get the stink out. He's been hanging around for days. Comes like a comet. Suck at you, but not your friends.
Are you asking me if there's a 10 out of 10 song in existence?
There's a good few.
Yeah.
I have over 200.
I would
declare.
say there's like,
You
what
do
do I have
it to
right now?
yourself.
This is the most alt-rocky one on the album, I think.
Don't get my sympathy. Hanging at the 15th floor.
It's currently 147 songs. I give it 10.
Times I still come reeling through the door.
3 of them are by Radiohead.
One day I'll get to you.
That guitar is pretty good.
Get to pure rest. Hell, you do it to yourself. You do. And that's why we had to. You do it to yourself. Just
No.
I would not say so. Not at all.
I like that rising chord, I guess.
It's a little too high pitched for me at the end. Now you go in.
Wow, there we go. Yeah, it's going a little high.
I've left it away to do that.
This whole jam is so fucking weird. I love it. That's such a weird thing to play. That only he would play.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Wow. I again, another opinion changer here. I do not remember enjoying this song as much as I do right now the first time. I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was the progression on those chords that just kept going higher and higher, and the changing up of all the different tunes and the tones. I loved I liked the lyrics a lot. I thought it was a great hook. I thought he sang it really well. I thought everything meshed really well. That's probably the most future Radiohead type of song we've heard so far. Big fan. I'm going 9 to a 9.5. Noah. Oh yeah, Cole.
Big fan of the guitar on this one. There's something that's done a lot in this song that Weezer does a lot.
Okay.
I'll get into a tiny bit of guitar talk. So, like, for example, I'll just say, like, you'll put your finger on the G string on, like, the 5th fret, and then you'll put another one on the high E on, like, the 8th fret, mute the strings in between, strum like fucking crazy while muting ones in middle, and then ascend. Big fan of that. Sounds really fucking cool. Had to do a quick little Beato right there.
Beato.
Beato.
Are you writing the Beato book 2.0?
Oh my
God, I
god.
fucking hate Beato. But no, the guitar playing on the song's fucking sick.
It is.
It's very alt rocky, but I like alt rock, so it's cool. And I also like the dynamics of it. Like during the verses, he'd go with a much more clean tone. It was more pretty tasteful playing for Mr. Greenwood, less fucking nuts like he usually does. Lyrics are solid, really catchy. I'll give it that. I like the vocal performance. Only issue is that when Mr. Greenwood really starts fucking my eardrum when he hits that like dog whistle pitch at the very end, like of that ascension. But no, besides that, it's a really good song. I'd give that an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. Cole, you gonna shit on this one too? We dropping it?
I don't feel like I've even been that mean to this album, frankly. I haven't given anything under a 5. So
Maybe not under a 5, but there has been a lot of lower ratings.
I think as far as the alt rock stuff that they're doing on this album, this is probably as good as they're gonna do it. Because I just don't remember most of this album. I've heard it like 3 times. But yeah, I mean, the guitar playing was kind of cool. He did some fun stuff with it. The chorus was all right. Still not what I would call like a particularly good song, because it still feels a little bland to me. But it's better than most of the songs here. I'll throw it a 6.5.
Okay, up next, My Iron Lung.
Sick riff, by the way.
That is a really bad guitar tone.
That is so awesome, and it fits the song.
Oh, that shit is squawky as hell.
Shut up.
Definitely just is a top 20 radio song.
That is such a whiny guitar tone.
It's probably the
Ew.
best.
Jonathan, I would not agree about it being top 20 Radiohead.
It's just definitely my favorite song by them lyrically so far. It's about creep.
What is that guitar doing?
That's good.
It's awkward.
I want to wait till the end, but I'm not going to.
You said the lyrics in the song are about creep?
It's so fucking sick to compare that they're comparing creep to a fucking iron lung. That's like the thing keeping their band alive, and that they're forever stuck to it.
I mean,
that
in
is
a
such
way,
a cool.
That's so true, though. At this stage.
Yeah,
At this stage.
that is such a cool comparison.
So they were already hitting creep on their second album.
Yeah, they were definitely feeling the weight of it on their shoulders.
Wild.
That
that.
guitar tone is
Love
cool.
that. Oh, I thought we were getting into there.
I'm gonna have to go first and protect this one, aren't I?
Now, I'm not ashamed to admit, I believe this is a top 20 Radiohead song.
I'd probably go top 30, 35.
I love that contrast so much because it's so perfect for the description of this song.
Yeah, this is a really good song.
What is off about it?
I
Mix
love
is
that.
bizarre.
It's intentionally that, though.
It feels wrong. There's something so weird about how they mix this. I'm not understanding.
That's a heck of a song right there.
Agreed.
Big fan. Lyrically, really good. Big fan of the analogy about, creep being like their fucking life support that they're permanently attached to. That's pretty crazy. I haven't really heard a band do it like that. Describe something like that in such a morbid way. So I guess that Radiohead would be the people to do that. Big fan of the guitar riff. I think it's really good. Big fan of the little bend in it. That's what really gets me with it. The progression overall, I'm a big old fan. The little jam sections, really good. I think it really fits Johnny Greenwood's schizo guitar playing, his frantic really
That's a good
weird
description.
guitar style.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan.
Big fan.
9.
9. I'd like to go next. I think maybe not top 20, top 25 though for sure. I'd put this in there. Radiohead, I should say. The thing I like about this most, and Noah's 100% right about the lyrics and the absolute brilliant description of how they felt trapped by the popularity of Creep and how the executives at their label probably wanted them to keep making music like Creep, and this was sort of their like album where we're like, no, we're not going to do that. In fact, we're going to make a song that sounds so much different than Creep in My Iron Lung that you're never going to be able to talk to us again about it, and we can do whatever we want for the rest of our, discography. And that's what they would proceed to do with the rest of their discography, which is really cool. The thing I love the most about this song, I wanted to point out, those jam sessions is also, just like the lyrics are going against Creep and talking about how they feel trapped, those jam sessions are just, Cole was saying how the mixing was just like off on it, just something was off. I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that was intentionally done so the jam sessions would be slightly off so they wouldn't possibly ever be commercialized or put mainstream like Creep was, to show that they were unhappy, feeling trapped like with the popularity and main commercialization of Creep and how it became. I think it was an intentional stylistic artistic choice to do it like that. And he's right, it's a little off, but it's off in a way that is done for the sake of the way they wanted this song to be portrayed. And I gotta give props to where props is due. At least an 8.5 to a 9. Cool.
Progress down.
Well, there was definitely things about this that I thought were pretty good. I mean, the guitar playing I thought was pretty good for the most part. Certainly a decent portion of that song was pretty forgettable for me, but again, it's still one of the better songs on here. And like, as far as Radiohead playing louder songs, it's one of the better attempts they've done at it. I think I'll throw it another 6.5 to a 7.
Bulletproof, I wish I was. No, that's way quieter. That soft raid siren in the background, so cool.
Yeah, they create a pretty good atmosphere on this one.
This is what they will be. You don't know why you gave Planet Telex a low score? You changed to a 9 to a 9.5. Wow.
If Coldplay ripped off any Radiohead song, this is it.
I have been thinking that this entire time.
Yeah.
Coldplay has made 10 songs like this. Anyone who thinks Coldplay didn't rip off Radiohead is lying to themselves.
So I said something at the beginning. I was like, this song sounds, to me at least, the closest that we've gotten so far to the future of Radiohead's discography and what sort of made them critically famous. And I still stand by that. I do see the Coldplay, I guess, reference, or what you guys were talking about towards the end. But what I think is so great about this song, and Noah said it, for the atmosphere they create, is just special. I mean, it is just a lovely melodic atmosphere that they make. And the way Thom Yorke sings on this song is beautiful. I love the vocal performance. Up there with top 2 on the album.
Hey Cosmic.
Instrumental is fantastic. I think sorry. Let me rephrase that. Instrumental's really good, but I actually wish it was a little... It sounds so weird to say I wish it was better. I know where they will be instrumentally with a song that sounds almost identical to this, like Noah said with Karma Police in a lot of ways. It will be a whole lot
like
better
All
later
I Need
on.
or something.
But
It was just really the
said,
tone.
yeah, it was the tone.
The tone, some of the chords that made me do Karma Police.
I'm gonna say, all that being said, I'm gonna give this a solid 8. Cool.
I definitely see that this song certainly influenced where they would go with a lot of their sounds. And I can respect it for doing something like that, but I just think the difference is like night and day in terms of quality with a song like All I Need, or like it's just a very melodramatic, sad kind of ballad that they would go on to write. I just think so many of them absolutely trounce something like this. Not that this is bad, because it's not bad. This is decent. But it still just feels very too much 90s to me. Very, just a little more bland than I want it to be. I don't
get the 90s comparison. I get the bland, but I don't get 90s.
I mean, the era that it...
I know it came out in the 90s. I just don't get how it sounds so 90s. I don't see that part.
Well, it's just the 90s alt-rock kind of ballad sound.
Okay.
I will give this one... I'll give this one a 6.5.
6.5, man. It is. They are just can't. I think you give them 1.7 the whole album. They cannot get it for you yet, huh? All right, Noah.
This song, progression-wise, is really basic, but there's a lot of little things they do to enhance it. Like, they have all these little sounds going on in the background to create this atmosphere. When Thom Yorke sings Bulletproof, they add this little bit of reverb to let it ring out, and I think is really good, really tasteful. And then, of course, during the hook, Johnny Greenwood starts playing this almost like indie guitar lick over and over again. That sounds really good. So I think this song is where I feel like this song is definitely kind of like a prelude to what they do in the future, as in like adding little things to really enhance a more simple idea. So I think they did a really good job on that. I'm a big old fan of this song. I'd give this a 9.
All right, up next, Black Star.
I'm a black star. I'm a black star.
I get home from work and you're still standing in your dress and God, what an attitude. I
Their production still isn't where it needs to be yet. It's better than Pablo, obviously, but it's still not particularly great.
Still not elite yet.
Yeah, I agree.
It just doesn't get the atmosphere below there.
It will get better.
I feel like there's bits and pieces of some really nice production choices, but yeah, it's definitely not nearly as consistent as it will get. What do you mean Bowie ripped this off? What do you mean?
Shamelessly.
Oh my god.
I didn't turn Cole down. Did I? Oh, I did turn it down a little bit. I'll turn it back up story-wise. I turned him down 5%. It's a catchy hook right here.
Not particularly well sung.
Thanks, Cosmic. Shout out to you. Are you referring to the Zeppelin documentary? For a lot of Zeppelin fans are big on that. I feel like you've all been a little quiet these last few streams. That might be a little loud. I don't know. Turn it down a bit.
There's too much space around the drums.
That bass is good though.
I agree. I would say I agree during the verses.
I don't get what you mean by that at all.
It's just like, in my head, I was like, I'm being such a production junkie right
I
now.
have no clue what that means at all.
There's too much empty space around the drums.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being a production junkie. I mean, I didn't really notice it until you said it. You definitely helped ruin a few songs for me with your little production things.
I'm completely effing clueless as to what Cole's talking about. I don't hear that at all.
I heard it right after you said it.
Nope. I'm not hearing it at all. Or whatever he's referring to. That
We should
not
just
the
be-
most pretentious
the mix
thing
needs to be
you've
tighter.
ever said. Empty
I don't
space
think the
was the
space is
intention.
I don't think it was, because they get rid of it on every album after this. I don't think it was intentional. Everything is much tighter after this.
I think this song had an incredibly catchy hook. I love this chorus that he brings out right here. It is fantastic. I disagree with what Cole said about how he sings the chorus too. I think he sounds pretty damn good. He does get a little stretchy at moments during this song with the vocals, but it's overall, he's like stretching the vocals a little too much.
Straining himself.
Yeah, sure. Overall, I think it sounds really good though from his perspective. I like the progression up and the progression down of the drums and the guitar on this song really fit the I guess the way he's singing it, the vocal tone really well. Pretty good song. Give that I'm gonna go 8 again. Noah.
I think this is definitely one of the weaker songs on the album.
Oh, no.
I feel like it just does the least. Nothing really grabs me much besides like the little guitar riff that walks down. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it's been done a bajillion times, but it sounds good. I don't know. The song, especially the heavier sections, just gives me vibes of like the title track, Light. Just like a worst verse. Net points. I don't know. This song's like never been a fan of it. I'd give it like a 5.
Wow. I mean, the only thing I don't really love are the lyrics. Probably, I think they're a little too basic, I guess. All right, cool. Why is this song ass and terrible?
It's not either of those things. It's just a little whatever.
A little whatever.
Yeah, pretty forgettable song right here for me. Just kind of some, typical alt rock going on here that's not overly memorable again.
Cool.
What?
Sorry to interrupt, but somebody asked what you meant by empty. I feel
I'd love to know
try to
too.
go in. I'd like you to go into a little further detail if you can.
What did I call empty?
The drums.
The drum, like the too much empty space around the drums.
Oh, there's just like too much.
Like
It's
even
really
if you
hard to describe.
like how it's recorded, the space in which it's recorded, or something.
Yeah, it just needs to be. They need to sound tighter, I guess. It's not easy.
I don't know what the hell
describe
that
what I'm
means.
talking
I just
about.
don't
I
get
get
that.
what you mean.
I don't know. All right, what's your rating, Cole?
5 to a 5.5.
All right, continuing on to Sulk.
It's kind of like how things sound different in a room when there's less stuff in it, like an empty room. That's
Sean,
about how I think
I
of it.
would call myself an expert on rap music, for the most part.
Call himself a rap god. I fucking hate myself.
Yeah, you should.
Back through the big wall bites back. You sit there and sit there and blow. You're so pretty when you're on your knees, disinfected and eager to breathe. Sometimes you suck, sometimes you burn. God rest your soul. When love becomes a weaver, ready to go. Just like you did, you never change.
It's like I'm almost getting into it, and then something pulls me away from getting into the song every single time. I'm right on the cusp of it. I don't know. Maybe it's the instrumental, I think.
Each time
These lyrics are little goofy.
They are a little rough.
I tried to relate, but it eats me out. So I declare
Ooh. And that keyboard tone. I don't know if that fits the song.
sometimes you suck, sometimes you burn. God rest your soul. When love becomes a weaver, ready to go. Just like you did, you never change.
Ooh.
That's a pretty solid guitar part.
I never have an issue with Mr. Greenwood's lead tones. I feel like a lot of times they're very, very similar.
Just
that's a very interesting song because that
You know, there's definitely some stuff there to like. That was some fun guitar. Um, you know, it was produced decently well. I can't say a lot of the rest of it was all that memorable though. Or really made me want to listen to it again. Because I mean, for the millionth time, I don't think this is the genre style of music that they do all that well. I think once they get into their art rock stuff, it's way more interesting. But it wasn't terrible. It was all right. I'll give this one like a 5.5 to a 6.
5.5 to a 6. Okay, Noah.
I'll kind of just double down on what Cole said. Not really much to be said about this song except for a couple things. Like, there's keyboard in the song that tone-wise doesn't fit at all. It reminds you of like some 70s stuff that's just, I don't know, feels very out of place.
That's a very good point. The keyboard doesn't fit.
Lyrics are a little dramatic. We can settle down, guys. There's only like 3 issues I have with this album, and this song is one of them. There's just 3 songs on this thing that are like pretty obvious quality drops.
Sure.
So I mean, I'll give this a 6.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with you two here. This is it definitely does drop off, especially from Black Star, which I thought was really good. It's not just the vocals, it's not just the lyrics, it's also the instrumental. Just was not getting into it enough. I just could not find what the way to like just bop along to it that I wanted to, except for the last minute. The last minute was kind of a really cool change of pace on that instrumental. A little bit harder, a little bit louder. The guitar was better. There was definitely some cooler little jams going on at the very last minute or so. So I'll give him props there. But the rest of the song didn't really do it for me, especially lyrically. It was pretty rough. Yeah, I'm gonna probably say a 5. Street Spirit Fade Out.
We've made it to the it's the song.
The song?
In my opinion, it's the song.
Rows of houses all burn down on me. I can feel the hands touching me. All these things into position.
Did not get behind those vocals here.
Stop.
Well, that part I agree, but I liked it outside of that part so far.
This is my baby boy of the album.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely not.
This machine will not communicate these thoughts and the strain I am under. We watch out for a circle before we all go under.
Interesting that he cut that off so quick right there. Oh yeah. I love that he does one higher pitch and then one very soft pitch on the return.
All these things are one day swallowed. Fade out
Feels like he's putting so much emotion into this song. You gotta love that effort. This is probably a little much right here.
No, this is it right here. Hell yeah. I'm going first. Wow, we ended the album with a fucking banger. Big fan of the guitar part. I feel like you can get really lost in it.
Oh yeah.
That and like the drum pattern feels very hypnotic. Big fan of the lyrics. Great vocal performance from Mr. York. I think he really kills it. Big fan of the keyboards as well. I feel like that tone fit the song very well. Does a very good job building atmosphere. And I think it stays around perfect amount of time. This is a top. I'd call this a top 20 Radiohead song. This is an absolute banger.
All right.
I'd give it. It's not a 10. It's just barely not a 10.
Oh.
But I'll give it a 9.5.
9.5 from Noah. Okay, I did not know if you're gonna give it a 10 or not. Interesting. I'll let Cole piss everyone off at the end. So let's see. Yeah, wow. I mean, just beautifully sung by Mr. York here. I saw somebody say this is almost like a direct bridging the gap between this and OK Computer, and that's a great comparison that I kind of understand a lot, because it does sound vocally a lot like what OK Computer will sound like, and I gotta give props for that. Fantastic use of his voice on this. I love the hook, the way he sings it, the one higher pitch, the one lower pitch, the different tones on it with the same exact line. I think it's fantastic. No, you mentioned instrumental. It is a banging guitar instrumental. I love that. I don't love the drums as much as you do. It's probably the only downfall I have of the song, is the drums didn't really do anything for me. Outside of that, completely agree. I wasn't going to give it 10 either. I'm going to give this one a 9.5 though. All right, Cole. You got a look on your face of pure detrimental.
Pure joy.
I mean, it's certainly one of the better songs on here. Maybe from like a writing point, just like a strictly songwriting point of view, is probably the best song on here, I guess. Although I wouldn't have hated a guitar solo, kind of.
That would have been cool.
I really didn't think I was gonna get shit for this, but but y'all both mentioned this, and I have to say I feel the complete opposite way about it. I thought his vocals were really not good on this song. I really disliked it.
Oh boy!
I thought it was like that typical Tom York nasally shit that I just hate. I hate when he sings nasally like that. It's really annoying. I thought this was like one of the weaker vocal performances on this album.
Wow. Could not.
Other than that, I thought it was good. Yeah, it had like a nice, there was kind of a suspense factor to the instrumental. Yeah. I thought it was kind of eerie. I thought it was kind of cool. I'll be nice and say 7 to a 7.5.
All right, we have reached the end of the Benz album, which means we are at final rankings time. If you've never been here before, if all their new Radiohead fans who might be here, what we do, we take our top three of the song oh my gosh, top three songs on this album, put them in order, rank the album 1 to 10, and give our final thoughts on it as well. Now we will start to place their albums as we go through this in order, the discography. Cole, you were Captain Hate a lot through this album, so let's start with you.
I didn't even call any song on this album bad.
No,
I just called a lot of it mid.
you just called
Captain
a lot
Mid a
of
lot.
it. Captain Mid a lot, fine. All right, Cole, give us your top three and your final ranking.
Number 3, I guess I'll go My Iron Lung at 3.
Wow.
Planet Telex at 2, Street Spirit at 1. Although it's pretty close between Planet Telex and Street Spirit, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, overall, like, there's some good songwriting fundamentals here. For sure. And I can see that this honestly feels more like the Radiohead debut album to me, because Pablo Honey just feels like copying and pasting what every mainstream 90s band was doing at the time. It barely even feels like an original album. This is obviously much more original material and more creative, not massively creative, but certainly an improvement. And it feels like the first time that Radiohead ever really made an album instead of just stealing ideas. But it's still filled with a lot of generic alt-rockisms. Like, honestly, most of it I feel like is kind of just some generic alt-rock and some high school prom pop rock. So I can't really get behind most of it. There's some cool ideas here and there, and I can hear that they have some potential, but overall, I find almost all of this album really, really forgettable. I never come back to this album. This is the first time I listened to this album in probably a year and a half, because I just don't care about it, and it doesn't resonate with me at all. Overall, I'm feeling like a 5.5 to a 6 on the beds.
5.5 to a 6.
Ouch.
Is a little low, but that was pretty consistent with your ratings throughout the album, so I guess I can't take too much away. All right, I'll go next. I'll let Noah finish. My top three is going to be My Iron Lung at 3, Just at 2, and Street Spirit Fade Out at 1. This never really entered my radar as one of the better or one of the best Radiohead albums. It still really hasn't cracked that. I don't know if it'll crack the top 5 barrier. We'll see once we get through their discography. That being said, it did go up in points for me. I definitely enjoyed the vocals on here a whole lot more. I thought the mixing, you can clearly tell, is getting better. I thought all the different Radiohead isms that you will see in the future, you can see markers in the beginning points for them, especially towards the latter half of the album, where you can really see them getting a little bit more experimental with it, not really just keeping to the same style generic stuff. They really change it up and go in different directions on here. I agree with what Cole said. This does feel more like their debut album, even though Pablo Honey had a lot of different things for it. Just different sound. It's a whole new Radiohead sound on this, and I love the direction they start going after this. I will say this album is a 7.5. And obviously I would have Pablo Honey at their worst and this at their right after their worst. So there you go. All right, Noah, the biggest.
The Benz is the
fan.
second worst Radiohead album in 1995 so far.
All right.
Hey,
At
like
number-
chat.
Okay. At number 3, I'll go My Iron Lung. At number 2, I'll go Bulletproof. And at number 1, I will go Street Spirit.
All right.
I thought I grew out of this album. I thought I did. But I guess I'm still a pretty decent fan of it. I still think a good majority of this album is definitely a product of its time, but it's some of the best of that product. I think that, but there are moments where you can see them really coming into their own on, like lyrically on something like My Iron Lung, or instrumentally on something like Street Spirit. Overall, I'd give this somewhere between an 8 and an 8.5.
8 and an 8.5. big The Benz fan here. Noah is,
Apparently.
and I take it this is going to be above Pablo Honey. Yes.
Oh yeah, gotta
yeah.
rank them.
Yeah.
Last place is Pablo Honey, and first place due to circumstance, because it's against Pablo Honey. It's the Benz.
Due to being against Pablo Honey, it is by default better. All right, well there it is. That's our The Benz
Oh my lord.
album review of
Awful
Radiohead's
takes
second
in comments.
discography, or Radiohead's second album, the discography. Obviously, we all had Pablo Honey and then the Benz above it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think of the Benz album and where it ranks in the overall Radiohead discography. We keep going through it, them and Pink Floyd at the same time. Next stream will probably either be the Pink Floyd second album or an album request. We are yet to figure out which one we'll do. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we go live. Follow us on Twitter. We also tweet out when we go live as well. Also, we have a new Discord channel. Go check it out. Links will be in the description of all our videos, all our live streams, and on our Twitter if you can't find it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.